Hey, what's your name?
Gavin Wolpert.
Where are you from?
From Toronto, Canada.
Where are you living now, though?
Palm Beach, Florida.
Cool. So you're a snowbird, sort of.
So I left the winter to get to the sun. That's a dream.
Who taught you how to play bridge?
I learned from my mom, and my whole family plays and played.
How old were you when you played?
I learned my mom tried to teach me when I was about 7, but it was a little too young, so I learned when I was about 11 or 12.
Cool. So when you were younger, you played with your brother, right?
You know, not so much.
Who did you play with when you were?
I played mostly with my mom, or my dad, or my grandparents, or my uncle and aunt. Yeah, not so much with my brother. He was always a step ahead of me, so it would have been it was difficult for us to play together.
I see. So what made you stick with the game? What did you like about it?
I mean, it's the greatest game there is. There's not too much more to say. It captivates you. You're constantly facing challenges of beating your best, and you're never perfect, and, you know, it really makes you do. It brings out the best in your mind and forces you to solve problems that you're able to solve if you really are adept at following through on your instincts and figuring things out.
Do you have any advice for any juniors around the world?
No, you're never as good as you think you are, and everybody who you play against, everybody who tells you anything, you can learn a lot from them, regardless of whether you perceive yourself as better or worse. They all have something that they can teach you.
Do you look for any attributes in a partner? Is there anything you like, or in a teammate?
Well, for sure. I mean, anybody who's going to bring the best out of you and their partner and everything. I mean, I think the biggest skill in bridge is being a good teammate or being a good partner, and definitely making it so that your partners play well is more important than playing well yourself. So I try to find people that are good at encouraging me and not getting on my case about things that I do wrong, because, you know, bridge players in general, and myself for sure, is I'm on my case enough for myself that I don't need my partner or my teammates telling me, you know, you did this wrong, because usually I know pretty quickly after I've made a mistake. So I like my teammates to encourage me and say, wow, great play, you know, wow, that was really hard, you know, things like that, where, because I don't need, you know, extra weight on my shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. We've gone a way back. We actually, how old were we when we met?
I would guess we were about 12 or 13. Yeah, we started driving to sectionals in the Toronto area.
Yeah, I remember getting a lift to your house when I was like about 10 years old, and you must have been 12. And we sat in the back seat of your mom's station wagon.
Yeah.
Or not in the back seat, the trunk of your mom's station wagon.
Drove to Hamilton.
And we drove to Hamilton.
Yep.
And it was quite a trip. And I think I played on a team with maybe Charles Halassi, and you played with Josh Heller. And we won our first Swiss team match, and you guys were going crazy, and I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best time of bridge.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's...
When you're still up and coming and you don't really, you know, success comes infrequently, that's the best time, because you really get so much out of success and not too much pain out of failure. It's downhill from there.
Yeah, we've certainly developed into much better players than we were over a decade ago. And our friendship has also grown. You're one of my best friends, and I'm happy for you. You've met someone else through bridge. Can you tell me a little about that?
I was lucky enough to meet my wife. I was playing in the World Championships on the Canadian team in Monte Carlo about 6 or 7 years ago, and I got knocked out. I missed qualifying for the quarterfinals of the World Championship by 1 point, and the next day I met my wife.
The next day you married her?
Met her.
Oh, met her. And how long after that did you marry her?
2 years. Yeah.
And now you have a new addition to your family, don't you?
Yep.
Can you tell me about that?
Little girl, Danielle. She's 11 months old. She's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, I think it's a great story, and Gavin, I thank you for naming your daughter after me.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.